Hi, I am Candace Freer, the 4-H team leader from Cornell Cooperative Extension of Rensselaer County, and today we are going to do a button art project. From your sewing kit, you will need your canvas, sewing needle, thread, and buttons. You are going to decide what shape you will create and draw that with a pencil. And choose buttons to cover at least the pencil marks on your canvas. You can also fill inside the shape if you would like, but let's start with just going around the edge. I suggest snapping a picture of your buttons while they're in place because you'll be taking them off to do the sewing part. Next, we are going to thread a needle. You want to make sure, and you can see the thread running along this tape measure here, you have at least 24 inches of thread doubled over before you make your knot. You're going to tie a knot at the end of your thread to keep the thread together and stop from going through the canvas. To make a knot, you go around 2 of your 4 fingers. I suggest using your pointer and middle finger and then push and roll the thread off with your thumb, and then you can pull that knot tight and you'll get a knot. How to do a knot in your thread, you are going to use your pointer finger, middle finger, and wrap it around about twice. You can use your other thumb and push it off so it curls around each other, and then pull tight and it makes a nice knot there. After you have your knot in your thread, you'll find, choose a button and put it on where you think it looks good. Try to hold it with your thumb. You're going to go through the back of the canvas. So my button is here. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go through the back of the canvas where I think it should come out. And it's okay if you can't line it up exactly, then you can put the button over. I think I want my button that way. And then get it where you want. And then you can pull all the way through. Now with this button, has 4 holes. You're going to go diagonal. So I came up on this side. I'm going to go down diagonal from there. You can see now the needle is coming through the back of the canvas. I'm going to pull all the way through. And I want to do that same loop 7 times. So I'm going to come up, and this is a little tricky sometimes. You might have to turn the canvas over so you can see where you went up and where you went down, so you're in close proximity to the hole. Okay, that's twice. Now remember, 7 times. Three. And you would continue 7 times, but just for the case of the video, I'm going to stop there at 3. And now I'm going to come up through this hole and back down through that hole. So from the back of the canvas. It's a little trickier than I thought with the 4-hole button. Okay, up this hole and back down that hole, and now I can go and look at the back of my canvas to see where I came in and out. Okay, again, I'm going to do that 3 times, but for your button, it should go around 7 times. Then I'm going to come back up through my fabric or my canvas, but not go through the button. So you can see I came up through the back of the canvas, but I'm coming up under the button. And we want to make a cinch. So the way that we do that is we pull it all the way around. We're going to go around the button 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back down behind the button. So this will give it a little bit of flexibility. If you were to be putting on a button for a shirt or a pair of jeans, that will give your button a nice secure fasten to the fabric, but give it room for a piece of another piece of fabric to go over it to button it closed. Okay, so after we have the button, we have to tie a knot in the back, and you can see it was kind of hard because I'm really close to the edge of my frame of my canvas. So when you're drawing your letter, you want to make sure that you are not hitting that canvas or your needle will not go through, or that frame to the canvas, excuse me. And to do a knot, you're going to go down and back up the same side of the canvas. So we're not going all the way through this time. We're going down and back up. And when you pull it, you'll get a loop here. You're going to go through that loop once. And again twice. And pull it tight. And that will give you a nice knot. And you can trim your thread. And you will be ready for your next button. If your thread is long enough, which mine is not, you can go ahead and just retie a knot. So around 2 fingers, push off with your thumb. My fingers are very dry, so it doesn't want to roll for me. Around 2 fingers, push off with your thumb so you get a nice roll, and then pull tight. But again, you're going to want at least 12 to 24 inches to start a button. This is way too short. I wouldn't even get through the fabric. Heart with buttons, that is completely filled in. So that is up to you. This is the time that you can get creative and make this project your own while learning how to sew on a button. And for more sewing resources, you can visit our website at ccerensselaer.org. On the 4-H forums page, you can find how to thread a needle, how to sew on a button, some sewing machine practice sheets if you're interested in getting started with a sewing machine, and our 4-H sewing project activity guide, and that will help you get to know your machine as well. Thank you.